Hello, everyone. This is Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Welcome to the One Bitcoin Show. Today is September the 13th of 2021. Strong hand, long-term thinking. Bitcoin is the next Bitcoin. One Bitcoin equals one Bitcoin, dudes. I am offended by selling. Solutions over sympathy. Innovation over interference. Buying over crying. All right, dudes. Bitcoin is the next Bitcoin. I know you're in motion. The show is going to get into the the original content phase right now. Hello, my elite friends. Best guest in the freaking space I bring you. I'm going to have one on Wednesday morning, but and we'll get into that a little bit later. I do want to say Happy New Year to everyone again. Happy Rosh Hashanah. It's between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur now, and we just had September 11th. Never forget that. I did a show on Friday. We were able to raise during Friday's show $100, so that's why you're getting this Monday show. We actually raised $150, so we only need $50 for another show. And actually, Wednesday's show doesn't count toward that. So $50 for a show after Wednesday's show. So I do want to thank Anthony Monero, Johnny Midas, Craig Ship, and Charlton again for making these shows possible. Keep on doing it, dudes. If you've got questions, I've got answers. So just do a super chat. Type in BitcoinMeister. That's the only way I'm going to see your questions in the chat. It turns colors. This show is only going to last about an hour, a little bit over an hour, so you guys can watch UK BitcoinMeister. I tweeted this out on TechBalt. So if you don't know UK BitcoinMeister, I copied him on it. So just click on him and follow him. And I am TECHBALT. That's like Technology Baltimore on Twitter. I'm always updating life on there. I think I'm a great curator, whether it be current events, Bitcoin, crypto, whatever you want to call it. Do check it out. Bitcoin is the security truth machine. Pound that like button. I am not a slave of the Bitcoin Inquisition. I do not fear it. I live in the Bitcoin overlay, baby. I haven't used those terms for a while. I just thought I would throw out a Bitcoin Inquisition and Bitcoin overlay today. And security truth machine. So good. So good. Now, so I have a bunch of topics here. I had no time to even list. Link to below is just a bunch of links. Hopefully I will cover them all, but if not, we'll cover them in the next few shows. And yes, don't be a mind slave. Listening comprehension, people. Listening comprehension. Think for yourself. Don't get fed with the mainstream media is trying to feed you here. Don't be a mind slave. All right. Speaking about that, a few of you tried to leave comments and YouTube just doesn't post the comments. There was a little bit of an issue. YouTube changed things up and defaulted my settings to something it usually isn't. But still, your comments should have gotten through. So let's see if it keeps on doing this. I know lately YouTube has just, they have an algorithm that just blocks certain comments now, even if they're not that controversial. It's pretty pathetic that they're, it's their platform, but they're deciding what comments should show up when it should be me, but okay, whatever. So I know some of you were frustrated. I want all of your comments. I love the troll comments. Well, I don't love the troll comments, but I think the trolls should be able to show their insanity. But there were some good people that had some things blocked that it was weird. But we'll see if that keeps on happening. It's YouTube, dudes. This is over on BitChute also on BitcoinMeister over there. So, and you could always tweet comments at me there's plenty of platforms. All right. Yeah, I'll talk about that another time. So one thing, a big story that I think my take is a little different on everyone's on this. Coinbase and is under fire from the SEC right now. Brian Armstrong took a strong position against their threats. They've already sued Ripple and the Uniswap. They're trying to bother also. Now, I don't like Ripple or anything like that, but I give Brian Armstrong credit at Coinbase. all of these people being sued, they should go balls to the wall against the SEC. Make a principled stand. Say, no, this is insane. We should be able to do what we want to do here. Come on, stop trying to be a little nanny and worry about everyone. You mind your own freaking business, SEC. Now, there could be some bad ramifications. They are the government. But the more people that stick by their principles of just not being compliant, being I admire the defiance of Brian Armstrong, okay? And the Ripple people too. I mean, maybe they're really a security. Who cares if they're a security or not? I don't give a darn. If you're foolish enough to buy Ripple, you're foolish enough to buy Ripple. I mean, the government doesn't have to step in here. But with Coinbase, he's being pretty proactive. He's like Brian Armstrong is saying, when he hears something that is threatening, he's jumping to the forefront and saying, the SEC is threatening me. Okay, good. Try to shame them. Do everything you freaking can. It's we need principled people like that. Defiance over compliance in everything you do in life. Okay, including all the current event virus stuff that's out there too. And the thing that I just erased. What would I want to? All right, well, that's gone forever, isn't it? Hang on a second. Yeah, there we go. I think I mentioned this last time, but there's some people, though, one definition of altruism is that and most people think altruism, you live for other people, help other people. And some people, it's just, we're all going to suffer the same. That's the sickness behind altruism. They think their life sucks, so they think your life should suck as much. Why aren't you sacrificing and bringing yourself down to my pathetic level? And altruism is the base of so much, even the stuff that I was just talking about there. Just wanted to bring that up there again. Steve Hanke, Steve Hanke. He's actually based in Baltimore. He has reached a breaking point here in his hatred toward Bitcoin. I mean, it is insane. His dream is to have currency boards in Central America, this old-fashioned belief of his. And he sees El Salvador going Bitcoin. And it has just blown his mind. His reactions are insane. It's linked to below. I mean, he sounds like a conspiracy theorist, and he's a smart guy, and he can be correct on some things, but it's gone wild. It's linked to below. Again, everything that I talk about in this video plus more is linked to below. I didn't label it. I mean, it is so much stuff that we can cover. So I am trying to speed through all this. Play this at 2x. You never know what you're going to get. In terms of topics covered here, jump around, and maybe eventually I'll change the title to explain more or change the description, but I don't have time for all this. We had volunteers that said that they were going to help with this in the past. They all flaked out. And I mean, that's the way of everything. Everyone who said they'd volunteer in the past to help, they just stopped. I mean, I don't know the whole thing. Now, and again, they were volunteering. They don't have to volunteer. I appreciate the donations also, dude. If there's people who are volunteer are now sending donations, and that's great. I don't know. BitcoinMeister, strength in numbers, good strategy for liberty. Yeah, we'll talk about more of that. This shirt is freaking awesome, isn't it? Isn't it? Salt Girl this is one of the 4 shirts she sent me for free. I thought it was 5, but it's 4. Last show I wore one. The other 2 I'm never going to wear. I'm just going to give them away to other people. I mean, I love the material. It's like a biker shirt. I mean, this is a awesome custom freaking made shirt. Thanks again, Salt Girl. I think I linked to her below, a way to check her out. I believe, and other shirts. I mean, I don't think you can get one like this, or she should mass produce these. And I'm a great model of it too, man. I'm looking fine, aren't I? For all you people that don't care about the content and just want to see my pretty face. All right, now, retweet this, people. Come on, this is live. People should be. Lance Hoddle, by the way. I mean, you're in the Utah area. If you want, you actually made a joke last time that you wanted one of the shirts. You come up there, drive me around. I'll give you one of the shirts. You pick me up from the airport or something. I don't know. You'll get your shirt. They're mediums, so I don't know what size you are. All right, now, and And thank you for retweeting it, Lance. New subject here. Let's move on. Oh yeah, fitting in is overrated. And that is what the masses value more than anything, is fitting in. Remember that when thinking of any abstract life concept, from money to CRT to wokeism, it beats logic for 80% of the people out there. So logically, the best money, Bitcoin. Why are people still stuck valuing their wealth in dollars? It's the thing. It's the thing to do. Everybody does it. Everybody buys a house. Everybody buys a car. Everybody does this. Fitting in beats logic for the 80%ers. That is just a concept. And as concepts become more and more abstract, more and more people default to just, what's everyone else doing? I'm not going to use logic and reason. I can't. I'm not smart. I can't think. Now, someone asked in the comments the other day if I'm still predicting October of this year, which is now next month, to be the high of this cycle. So basically, I'm saying we'll reach an all-time high in October. I've been saying that based on the 210,000 block theory, because 210,000 blocks from December of 2017, where we reached that legendary peak in the last cycle, is October of 2021, 46 months apart. So I'm sticking with that. I think October is going to be a good month. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I mean, because I've been right about a lot of things, and the things I've been right about, if you've been following, then you're rich as anything right now. Pound that like button. So longcity.org, LONGE city.org. It's linked to below. Advocacy and research for unlimited lifespans. It's a forum. Hey, I know I just went beyond Bitcoin randomly there, but it's linked to below. Wanted to point that out for those of you that are interested in that. I'm a health freak, and I enjoy longevity research. And I really wish we didn't have the FDA and all this horrible health-related regulations, because then we would have all these free market companies experiment. We could live to be 200. Like, they would come up with so many drugs, and so many people would volunteer for things that were supposedly risky, but the FDA gets in the way. So you can find some tips over there. People doing it on their own, experimenting on their own, but it's so pathetic. I mean, that's one of the biggest. I mean, it's so disappointing. One of the biggest disappointments that regulation brings upon this world is that if we truly lived in the free market, people would live longer and healthier. And so people's lives are really being cut short because of regulation. And while these screaming Karens think it's helping people be healthy and survive, no. It is getting rid of the ultimate in innovation, which is, living 200 years, living an incredibly long life. And you know what? And I thought about this recently. And I mean, you can get sad about it, or you can live every single freaking moment balls to the wall like me. And, that's what I do. You only get this one life here on Earth in this way that we're familiar with it. And live it, love it, because and maybe you keep speaking the truth. Be defiant against the regulators, and maybe things will change. Maybe we will get these really innovative life extension companies one day. But for now, try. And I mean, that's the other thing. People argue, should you be a vegan? Should you be a meat eater? Should you be this? Should you be that? And I gotta say, for me, I thought the ketosis thing and the high fat diet, et cetera, lots of animal, and was just the way to go. Use your heads, people. Everybody's body is different. A lot of people immediately react to me when I say I don't know if that's perfect, and it's not perfect. And I know everybody's different. so many of you come into this trying to lose weight, and it is good for losing weight. Okay. But guys, I've been skinny my whole life. So was it the right approach to take to become even, I didn't need to lose any weight. That in San Diego Health Nucleus, I am underweight. My fat content is like the lowest of the low. I don't have fat on my body and stuff. My not glucose level, but my insulin level is like record freaking, people become insulin resistant. I am on the complete opposite side. I am the ultimate in insulin sensitivity. And no, it's not the way to go for everyone. I've made my body into way too efficient of a fat burning machine, way too efficient. But so with that in mind, you learn that, and you change your plan. Everyone is different. But something like, if I never would have found that out, that I was going in the wrong direction, I could have just dropped dead eventually. And that's life. But I would have, the minute before I dropped dead, I still would have been having fun. And it's still, there's no magic pill in life. And there's just so many different paths you can go on. And that's keep on going on different paths, keep on experimenting, body health hacking, whatever you want to call it. But you might think you're doing the right thing, and you might be one day closer to death. We're all one day closer to death. So that's why you live it freaking balls to the wall, dude. And last show I talked about that also, so what I'm planning on doing, and you always kind of evaluate your system. We'll talk, everybody knows that I love savings. Yeah, I gotta spend a little bit more. I mean, I got cash in the bank and stuff. I don't have to get into the Bitcoin thing. I can, I'm offered these credit card offers and stuff. I mean, they give you these incredibly low rates. I have a very good credit score and everything like that. There's a lot of leeway besides my bank account before I would have to spend my Bitcoin. I mean, quite a lot because of this negative interest rate world, easy credit for especially people like me. My brother, I had him on the show before. He doesn't like the banks at all. I can't complain about what the banks have given me. Of course, I haven't had my identity stolen like my brother. So, I mean, you can see why he'd be a little. Watch those shows. They're linked to below. All right, let's go back on track here. Jayant Bhandari. You gotta watch Jayant. He's like the most honest man on the internet, it seems like sometimes. He's been on the show before. One thing that he brought up in a show that I watched lately, that Canada, New Zealand, and Australia, the people there, they're like lifestyle countries. He calls them pure lifestyle countries. So they don't stand for much, the people. And that's why they're being beaten around by the governments right now. United States, we are philosophical in terms of our appreciation for what the Constitution stands for. A lot of people will make fun of, guys from Texas that, they're hicks. They like the Constitution. No, dig a little deeper. It's, a belief in freedom. It's philosophy. And it's not just living a comfortable lifestyle in the United States type of thing. They stand for something. Canada and New Zealand and Australia, it's safe, it's nice, it's clean. Oh, so what if there's a little bit more government overreach? It's still safe. We're still safe. We're so nice. You're so mean in the United States. We have a better lifestyle. It's a very lifestyle. The way they define it and the way we define it, a little bit different here. Okay, we're not slaves. All right, so Jayant, I like how he points out the differences between there, because, on the face of it, when you go to those countries before these insane lockdowns and everything, it looked like they were basically the same, all four of the countries, the English-speaking countries. But no, we're not a pure lifestyle country here, okay? This is not about some Just as long as we're comfortable, as long as we're safe. No. We stand for something here, baby. And just we have a very unique system. It's and we'll get into that a little bit more. And I just love the pushback that the announcements that the president made on Friday. Immediate pushback. We're not people, and there's a lot of pressure to fit in. And trust me, most people in the United States, I think today, are like Australians and New Zealanders and Canadians, and do want a pure lifestyle country. Okay, but we've got a significant minority, vocal significant minority, who don't care about fitting in. Like I said beforehand. Okay, they use their freaking heads, they use logic and reason, and they're not going to be slaves. Now, so what is this here? The virus test for government workers. I actually, it's so funny, all sorts of municipalities, from the federal government, state government, Baltimore City government, local governments, they all come up with these. They want their out of shape government workers to all get the jab, okay? And for me, you know what? If it'll make more of them quit, which is good, and just there'll be less of them to get in our way, and yeah, I think it's a way to, I think since these here in the United States, since these lockdowns have started and government workers have just gotten out of the way, a lot of them aren't working now. They aren't using the facilities that the governments have. They're working from home. There's just a lot less waste. I mean, it might be why society has been a bit more productive than expected, because these people got out of the way. They're not going around fining people as much. And it makes me think that UBI may be just a good way, a weed out tool of government officials and wasteful industries that are related to the government. So, instead, if we have UBI, and I'm just throwing this out there, instead of these people actually doing negative things, they're just sitting at home rotting and getting out of the way and just collecting a government check instead of collecting a government check and just messing things up. Now, here is a tweet about the physical world versus the virtual world. There's so many people now who love this virtual world, who haven't been getting out into the physical world. That's like the opposite of me. I go outside every single day and enjoyed life every single day during this insanity since March of 2000. But there are plenty of people that rarely leave their houses anymore. Still, it's shocking. And, well, here's the tweet. I'm still bullish on building in physical spaces, mostly because few seem to be, and I think that is a great contrarian observation. What I once called the escaping into software isn't just driven by regulations and stagnation in the world of atoms, as I once thought. No, it's driven by fear, a lot of it. Software just has room to run, and crypto is the latest example. So, hey, it is great that certain things like Bitcoin have been accelerated due to people's fear running into these virtual spaces, and that we those of us who are in motion can live anywhere we want to, and it's much easier now to be an online based worker. I've been one for quite some time. All these people who first used Zoom in 2020, I first used Zoom in 2016. But with all that being said, the glories of the virtual world, people have become way too addicted to it. Their whole lives are there. The physical world isn't going away, people. And don't retreat from it insanely. If you do, there's more opportunity for people like me. And it's cheaper for people like me in the physical world to enjoy life. As I said last year, when so many people had retreated to this virtual world, was road tripping cheap from Baltimore to Asheville back then. That was a trip that I still I still value and remember. And I can't wait to start road tripping again this November, hopefully. I talked about that. I'm going to buy a cheap car in November, most likely, and just drive around a lot. But we'll see. We'll see if I can get that off the ground. But for now, I'm off to Salt Lake City on on September 20th, and then Dallas on October 20th, and then back to Baltimore November 16th. All right. Pound that like button. A true successful altcoin wants its tribe to value its wealth in that altcoin. Remember that, people. Some of them are just pump and dumps. They don't care. If they want to be sustainable and be around, they want their altcoin, their tribe, because remember, we're living in this unprecedented time of financial tribes now. And Bitcoin obviously is the biggest financial tribe, then Ethereum, then who knows? Doge, Hex. We talked about Hex last show. And, I'm not trying to. Litecoin, we're going to talk about Litecoin this show because there was a fake rumor that pumped it, that probably pumped Bitcoin also. And then Bitcoin went, once the fake Walmart rumor was discovered, everything went down. I mean, we are living in the wild, wild west here still. It's fun. Living in the wild, wild west. All right. Escape Club, right? Pound that like button. Escape Club. When I say Escape Club, I'm not talking about that band from 1988, although I just was. I'm talking about escaping your prison of Australia, Canada, and New Zealand and coming to the free world here. Living in the free world. Isn't that a song also? All right. Keep on living in the free or whatever. All right. Now, rocking in the free world. Now, let me see if any of you have any comments before. I think I concluded my thoughts about retreating to the virtual worlds out there. Oh no, we're talking about valuing your wealth in altcoins. That is what a true altcoin should do. And yeah, Hex did it. Hex convinced their people to value their wealth in Hex. And I didn't think they'd be able to do that, but he's got a cultish following. The other thing I forgot to bring up about Hex last time that is undeniable and really weird, it's uncorrelated with Bitcoin and Ethereum. It just does what it does. And I don't know if those guys actually point that out. It's actually an accomplishment and something that he could market it on if he wants to. Again, I got it for free. So, and I told you guys, how to get it for free. I still don't buy anything that you can get for free, baby. Let me see if any of you have comments. We got 40 minutes before Brian UK BitcoinMeister show starts. Definitely go over there once that ends. I'll go over there once this ends. Play this at 2x again. UK BitcoinMeister is actually tweeting now. Not tweeting. He's in the chat. Don't care about what other people think of you. Exactly. Fitting in is overrated. Be a unique beast. Woo! Add a music stream when? No, I'm never going to sing. Well, I mean, I occasionally talk about videos and music that I like. I'm planning on talking about one today, but we're going to run out of time. It is so awesome how many topics I freaking have linked to below. All right. What do we have here? New topic. Next topic here. And if any of you ever want to edit this stuff and make smaller versions of it, I will gladly upload it to here, and you can upload it to your channels. And any of you can do that with other people's videos if you ask them permission and make a business out of it. I've said it before. I'll say it again. There's so much opportunity in this golden age in this Bitcoin space for people that aren't even technologically sophisticated. So resistance.money. Resistance Money, a Bitcoin research collective. The goal of this research collective is to apply the tools of philosophy, politics, and economics to understand and evaluate the cryptocurrency phenomenon in an integrated way. And it's brought to you partially by a professor that is in Wyoming. And I know some of you like some deep philosophical aspects of Bitcoin. This is what this guy's trying to do. There is all sorts of opportunity. for the philosophers, for the college professors. Good for him and his other fellow college professors. Just wanted to give him a shout out. Resistance.money. And it's linked to below. Marco Esquandolas, who I've met in person a couple times. Good to see you. Thanks for doing a video for us. Well, thank you. And thank you for the people supporting the show. Remember, we need $50 more for there to be another video. $50 more raised. So keep on sending the money. If you don't send the $50, I wait it out. Except we are going to have a special show on Wednesday that is, I guess Bitcoin Magazine is going to help sponsor that most likely because I've reached an agreement with Bitcoin 2022 that they're going to be a sponsor of the show. And we're going to have a Bitcoin 2022 related show every week. And actually, Wednesday's show, we're going to talk about my special guest from BitPiggies, Jim. We're going to talk about Bitcoin 2021 and Bitcoin 2022 and how awesome Miami can be. And I don't know if I said this last time or not, but meeting people in person like Jim, I've met him in person a couple times now. And meeting Christian when he was just a young kid at a conference in South San Francisco at the beginning of 2018. Being out there, putting yourself out there, not thinking of someone as lesser than you because they don't have a show, or they're not, they're just a regular dude that follows you. Never just, giving everyone the benefit of the doubt that this is Bitcoin. They're excited about it. They want to meet me. I am so flattered when people want to meet me. And Christian wanted to meet me back then, and meeting him and just seeing him grow so much now. And it comes back to you, dude. It's, you want to talk about karma or whatever you want to talk about. But networking because I networked with Christian, and you can see the first video that he was in. He was so much different back then. It's in the archives. You can say that's a kid. And now he's got a job at Bitcoin Magazine. He helps put on Bitcoin 2021. And because that I was nice to that dude, I networked with that dude. Now I get to go to that conference for free. Now it's awesome. The benefits. So never think, this is just some kid. This is just why. I'm not gonna. He's a kid. Why talk to this kid? You don't know what that kid's gonna become, and you might help inspire that kid. And I helped. I told him to be in motion, and he has complimented me. I continue to compliment him. It's a symbiotic relationship. We've helped each other out in different ways. So just putting that out there. And it was physical networking too. And you can never really get rid of. There's so many people that think, it can all be done online. No, it can't all be. Physical spaces, physically meeting something. There's something about it. If I never would have, met Christian in person, who knows? I probably wouldn't have gone to these events, and won't be going to some of these events. Life would have been different. All right, physical and good for Bitcoin Magazine for just not being scared of physical events and not buying into being scared away from Florida, which is just like, I don't even know if people are really scared away from Florida. That's just some mainstream narrative, I think. That's just FUD. All right, moving on. And so, I hope to go to Wyoming one day and meet these professors and all these Wyoming people that are doing Bitcoin-related stuff. And just see it firsthand. There's something about being, reporting on the ground from something that, everyone tries to be this third person expert on things. And that's why we get fake news in the end of the day. Because people don't really check things out for themselves. They just go by what the New York Times told the Wall Street Journal to write about or something. Now, we do have a Marco sent $19.99. Dudes, we only need 30 more bucks now for another show. Pitch in and support. Pitch in, everyone, and support Adam. My question is, what's your favorite Lightning wallet? Can I send my regular Bitcoin to my Lightning wallet, or must I buy from Strike, etc.? No, you don't. Well, first of all, I got to say something about Strike Later. I forgot to say it last show. We better get that in this show because it's in the title. I don't have a favorite Lightning wallet because I haven't used Lightning once. Pound that like button because everybody does Bitcoin differently. I haven't gotten into it yet. People have sent me. People have used Lightning to send me Bitcoin, little bits of Bitcoin though. I do know that. So I don't have a favorite Lightning wallet. I do say, from what I hear, this is only second person. This is not third person. Play around over with what Jack Mallers is doing. Whatever he provides, use it. Can I send my regular Bitcoin to my Lightning wallet? Yes, you can. You can send your regular Bitcoin to your Lightning wallet. I believe you can. Yeah. I never tried it because I don't have a Lightning wallet. Oh man. Again, I don't use it. I'm not interested in spending my Bitcoin at all. So that's why I leave the Lightning to the other people. Totally, man. And as I tell people, be careful what you do, what you can and can't do with your Lightning wallet. Everyone is different. And some of them you don't control the private key on. And be careful, dudes. Know what you're doing. 123 No Scope said $2. Adam, still buying as much BTC as possible. Awesome, 123 No Scope. We only need $28 more. And I assume I'll see both of you do. Both of you guys at Bitcoin 2022, right? Oh yeah, so I have all these discount codes for Bitcoin 2022, but I had so many links below, I couldn't put them below yet. I retweeted them out once. They will be on every one of my notes section starting on Wednesday, hopefully. Before this show, we only have half an hour left here. And yeah, Doug says he hasn't used Lightning yet either. There's no sin in that, man. There's no sin in that at all. Well, let me think. I'm thinking more. Anyway, okay. I got to. I got to make sure we don't forget the Lightning thing that I must share, and the Litecoin thing that I must share. So, what Spencer Schiff says he's going to be at Bitcoin 2022 for all those people who get the jollies out of Peter Schiff's son liking Bitcoin and Peter Schiff not liking it. I'm not going to get into family affairs there. They've got quite an interesting family, don't they? The father of Peter Schiff, he was that was horrible what the United States government did to him. Peter Schiff, it's insane the way he thinks of Bitcoin. And Spencer Schiff, he's got some of the qualities of his father and his grandfather and is a fan of Bitcoin. So, hey, best of all the worlds there. Last year, around 13,000 Bitcoiners came to celebrate Bitcoin at Bitcoin 2022. We are expecting 35K this year. The Miami Beach Convention Center can hold over 100,000 people. So they are really aiming high. I mentioned last time that Pivx was a flavor of the month back in the day. I just want to say that again because they come and go, people. And Litecoin, which is one that has stuck around, had fake news about Walmart. People that Walmart was going to launch, was going to use Litecoin. And by the way, one day Walmart will allow you to use Bitcoin and maybe even Litecoin. But dudes, it was fake news. It pumped Litecoin. It probably pumped Bitcoin. We all of us can jump on a story sometimes and just get really excited about it. But my Lord, I mean, established media that try to make themselves out to be very serious, they got to do a better job. They fall for things that you should not be falling for headlines, they got an email that was promoting this. And that brings me to the bigger picture of, again, they're not just fake news emails going out that are successfully tricking news organizations in our space. There are scam emails successfully tricking people into losing their Bitcoin. So be really careful with any juicy headline email that you get. I mentioned one recently that on the last show that I had gotten that. I mean, I did a double take. I wasn't going to click on the email, but it made me do a double take. It made me think like, this is one people are going to fall for. There's another one that's out there also that I have written down that I want to share in a second if I can find it here. So the fake news about Litecoin is out there. But remember, no matter all the news that comes out with Litecoin, Bitcoin is the next Bitcoin. It will always beat Litecoin. Litecoin is nothing but Bitcoin, but it's not Bitcoin. And it's just this weird, illogical mentality that people are always going to have that there has to be a silver to Bitcoin's gold. That just keeps Litecoin out there and allows things like Pivx and Lisk to just disappear. And let me see this Lisk thing. It's hilarious. Okay, Lisk. A lot of you don't remember Lisk, but it was a big flavor of the month. That gave me a flashback to 2016. The Trezor is dumping it now. Lisk will no longer support hardware wallets. Or maybe Lisk is jumping. Withdraw your Lisk to a compatible software wallet. An upcoming Lisk network hard fork will remove support for. I mean, it's just, I couldn't believe. Altcoin Flavor of the Month flashback. Back in 2016, Lisk was all the rage. Now, 5 years later, it is in the news again. And since most were not around then, there's just a collective crypto yawn. Most big name altcoins of today, this will be your 2026. Bitcoin is the next Bitcoin. So for all you people talking about, I don't even know some of these, I'm not even going to name them, that think, Lisk of today, people are just like, what's Lisk? What's Pivx? In 2026, they're going to say the same thing about your altcoin that's so hot today. Maybe even Solana. I don't know. God, Vinny Lingham, is he just the biggest Solana shill there is? I don't know. I mean, I don't know much about it. I just know that all these coins are trying to be the next Ethereum now, and Ethereum is the next Ethereum. Okay. God, there's so much Michael Krieger, Liberty Blitzkrieg that I want to share with you. Make sure you follow Liberty Blitzkrieg on Twitter. Make sure you follow Jayant Bhandari. I've retweeted both of them recently and watched Jayant Bhandari's videos. Okay, Strike. Finally, there's a Strike thing that I promised you I would talk about. I've received this from someone. They are really going out of their way to please customers and to be the anti-Coinbase. All right? Jack Mallers. I bought $100 of Bitcoin with Strike since I have been locked out of Coinbase again. Yet my bank account has not shown it withdrawn yet, not even showing as pending yet. I already withdrew it from Strike to my personal wallet. So what Jack Mallers has set up is a situation where you buy the Bitcoin from them and they give it to you before he removes it from your freaking bank account. That is risky. But, I mean, he is trying to gain market share on Coinbase. Just, they're giving you your Bitcoin before they get the freaking cash. That is aggressive. That boy, he's not a boy, that guy is really aggressive with his company. So that's what's going on over there. I was surprised to hear such a story. And maybe it's only certain banks, but the dude who sent me that still's got his, it wasn't even a pending transaction in his bank account, yet he'd already gotten the Bitcoin. I hope nothing's broken on the Jack Mallers side. All right. Let me see if we got other people. All right. No other questions. Me and my bro crack up at your slogans every time. Dude, I want to make I was thinking about writing a book just explaining all my slogans. Like, it would be fun, or writing a paper, or just having a show. I don't know. I would have. People have been inspired by. I mean, they're fun, but they can be deep also, okay? And they are important. They represent some unspoken economic principles that people should get their heads around. And some of them are really basic stuff that people just don't get grasp. And, life living principles also that people don't grasp and refuse to grasp because they want to fit in. All right. I'm jumping around my topics list here. Let's go back. So we finally talked about that. Woke. Oh no, well no, we're not going to talk about woke. This was on the side of Twitter. This is actually a headline. It just seems like it's a joke at this point, but it's real. Everything you need to know about the Lambda variant. This is what people would have done. I mean, they are living in their own hospital. Everyone has turned their house, not everyone. There's just a certain people in the population. I think everyone out there, no one wants to end up in a hospital. No one wants to end up sick. Okay, I think that's a basic. There might be some hypochondriacs out there that are psychotic that want attention and do want to, end up in hospitals and want people to care for them. Okay, but most people just don't want to end up in hospitals. So you can scare them enough to believe anything to restrict their lives so they don't end up in hospitals. But what's happened here in this era, people have gotten so scared by headlines like that what they fear the most, ending up in the hospital, they've turned their entire lives into hospitals. Their entire houses, people are walking around with M95s on in their houses or on their front lawn, and wherever they go. And so there's irony to all this. It's legitimate to want to avoid ending up in a hospital, but when you take it to an extent where you've turned your whole life into a hospital, you've lost. You really have. You've lost your life. You've lost what you've become what you feared. All right. That was something I wanted to talk about. Yeah, I mentioned last show, clearly we're in an NFT bubble. And what is this awesome NFT tweet I wanted to share with you guys? God, I am really jumping around here. This isn't true, but you can see how this could happen and how probably people tried what I'm about to say. From Nikki Tabier says, I just minted an NFT and bid on my own auction and sold it to myself for $100,000. Then I relisted it and some sucker bid $30,000 and they were thrilled to get it for 70% off. Bubblicious. Now, did that really happen? He said no. Can you see it happening? Yes. Will people attempt something like that? Yes. Have people attempted something like that? Probably. I just think it's a mania. It definitely is a mania right now. When something like that can be proposed and people are like, let me try it. Now, I think I've said this before. People who are scared by the virus, a lot of them are the same people who they think there's no difference between men and women, and they don't get what gender is, and so it's not a shock at all that they really believe in science when they think science is there's no sex, there's no sexes. Make believe world gone wild is the world those people live in. Okay, so of course, if a person doesn't think there's gender, I think there's a high likelihood they're going to be the most likely to be scared by the virus hype and be very appreciative of Twitter to tell you everything you need to know about Lambda. Lambda. Salary is for expenses. Equity is for wealth. That's what I was talking about above. Okay. I've received all sorts of dollar delineated salaries over the years, whether from YouTube and house related selling the house. Well, that's not a salary. Forget about that one. That was liquidating an asset right there. But the person has a great point here. You guys get paid. A lot of you have regular salaries, more regular than me. My salary is off and on. But so you use that on your daily expenses, okay? And you create some savings out of it where you form your wealth and you create equity. And you don't touch that freaking equity, all right? You don't touch your Bitcoin. You don't touch your savings account, all right? Equity is wealth, and that's how the rich get richer, okay? They get that. They get that. And then the equity itself starts to reproduce, all right? The wealth builds upon itself. All right? It's awesome. But salary is a simplistic, and you want to get out of that salary world eventually when you don't need a salary anymore. When the wealth on its own is just multiplying, and you could take a little bit of a little bit off the top, off your get rid of some of those assets every once in a while. Get rid of some of that equity because another asset of yours has increased in value so much. So again, salary is it's just a good attitude to have. Okay, there is some complexity in life, of course, but salaries is for expenses, equity is for wealth. I talked about that way too much just now. Woo! One thing that if you ever encounter one of these CRT BLM people that it seems like they just want to destroy everything because they think everything is evil, destruction for the sake of destruction. What is their end game? Okay. What do you want? I doubt they have a serious answer for that. What do you want? What do you want the world to look like at the end? I think they just know. I think a lot of these people get into something because they're convinced, oh, the way the world works right now is horrible. So I just want to rip it all to shreds. What's their solution? What do they want the world? How are we going to get to their solution at the end of the day? What's the process? What do they want? And I doubt they really have it. I mean, they're just nihilist. They just want to rip everything apart. There is no truth. There is no, I mean, some of them, I would appreciate if some of them just say, well, no, I want a Marxist communist revolution where we're going to take all your private property and redistribute it. And then we're going to live in a utopia. And the way we're going to get there is by causing racial strife and ripping up, making everybody scared about race. I would actually respect them if they said that. So that's what we want, a communist revolution. But I think a lot of people don't even want that. They just want they want revenge on certain people, or there's envy. There's no real end game here for most of the people. So just something to bring about if you're ever wasting your time arguing with these people. Let me see if there's more comments here. All right, keep on retweeting it, Adam. Everyone, not Adam. I'm Adam. Let's. Something that's interesting about negative interest rates. If you're a 20%er out there, and if we do end up with negative interest rates enforced by a Fed coin in whatever country you may be, the 20%ers, the smart people, they are going to see these negative interest rates. It's going to force them into Bitcoin and possibly into DeFi, and because they're going to. Why should I have a savings account with a 0.02% rate of return when I can get into this DeFi thing that's telling me it's 7%? Now, I'm not recommending you do that, and I think a lot of young people, some of them might be 80%ers, they will be tempted, but it's just disgraceful. And you got to say the DeFi stuff is out there. Those big number interest rate returns, they are going to tempt some 80%ers too, which, to tell you the truth, I think it's better. It's better to experiment with DeFi. And I mean, it's gambling, than to play with this nonsense, to get into negative interest rates with a Fed coin. or to get into low, 0.02% with some IRA or some ridiculous thing like that. But the other funny thing about it is that despite the temptation that DeFi will, despite the options that a negative interest rate world are going to create on our side of the ledger here, most people are CUCKs to the government. They're not going to think, and they're going to do exactly what the government tells them to do. Be scared of Bitcoin. Be scared of cryptocurrency. No. Negative interest rates are a good thing. They're better than positive returns. Happy negative, just like Happyflation. And speaking of inflation, oh my God, Nick Carter had a good tweet. Let me see if I could find it. This is just coming off the top of my head. I have it in my notes here. Hang on. Let me see. Nick Carter. Oh, I couldn't find it there, could I? Rats. Oh, here. No, I found it. I would be equally unsurprised if high inflation is declared a conspiracy and Twitter bans us from talking about it. That's next step in Happyflation, right, guys? I would be equally unsurprised if high inflation is declared a conspiracy and Twitter bans us from talking about it. It is linked to below. I've linked that one below. CNBC headline impresses the normies. While here in the 10x Bitcoin world, we just laugh at this. S&P 500 doubles from its pandemic bottom, marking the fastest bull market rally since World War II. People just eat that up. They're like, oh, you see, I did so well in stocks. It's doubled since March. And all of us remember when in March of 2020, exactly, Bitcoin has 10x since then. So there's your insider information for the day that the normies just won't accept. It shouldn't be insider information. But that's a headline CNBC uses, and the normies, it's good clickbait for them. The 2x is good in normie world, while we've got this awesome Bitcoin 10x going on. And is this part of what I predicted? ESG BTC, cryptoclimate.org. It's what is the Crypto Climate Accord? Oh my God, this is one step closer to Bitcoin ESG. For those of you who don't believe it, cryptoclimate.org is what is the Crypto Climate Accord? For those of you that love to virtue signal and worry about Bitcoin killing the environment and it not being fair, that you got in, you're guilt-ridden because you got in early. Oh, woe is me. Yeah, you have to sacrifice for the collective. You have to, altruism. You've got to sell all your Bitcoin. So, yeah, I mean, there are self-hating Bitcoiners out there. There are. They won't be Bitcoin holders for long. Nixon closed the gold window like 50 years ago, days ago. And there were all sorts of people going, freaking out about it. Dude, I don't care. It is amazing. Who cares about gold now? I mean, we've advanced to such a new level thanks to Bitcoin. And there are still people who comment on these Bitcoin videos that are gold people that still think they're so genius for holding all the gold during all of this. And it's just amazing. There's this fantasy gold world out there. And maybe it's, I don't know, a semi boomer thing. It's just embarrassing sometimes. You read the comments in some of these and I'm trying to find what I'm exactly talking about here with the gold things. These guys, they don't think. Throughout the show, I've been talking about thinking. Some of these gold guys actually are like, yeah, I dabbled in cryptocurrency for a while, and I then used the profits to buy more gold. I mean, it's unbelievable. I mean, it is a total fantasy world. how don't they see what's been going on with Bitcoin? What Bitcoin has done over time compared to gold. And the numbers are so simple to understand. What Bitcoin's done since 2013 compared to gold. Gold's hardly gone up at all. And Bitcoin was in 2013 was $600, or it's amazing. But they still think they're being so clever and smart by saying, "Hey, I got into cryptocurrency for a while, and then I used it to buy more gold." It's like pathetically embarrassing. It's amazing. Just wanted to point that one out there. Ben Shapiro said something like this was going to happen. This is a tweet from the Eli Klein. Why should I let New York City Mayor de Blasio into my art gallery based on his J&J vaccine, but deny access to unvaccinated Black nurse who has better protection from a prior COVID infection? Ooh, bringing the race into it there. But Ben Shapiro brought, he brought this up that eventually people would be like, some of these reactionaries would help the freedom people, because they would say, well, wait a second, these passports are discriminating against minority at higher rates, and we have to live in a world of equity. So there must be something wrong with these passports. And so great, get a little bit of taste of their own medicine there. But it is true. Why should you let? It's unbelievable. People's they don't respect prior infection, and it leads them down this path of where they would ban a minority with prior infection from their business, because they blindly listen to the government and let in someone that has a vaccine that might wear off. It's clearly not about being really scared of getting sick. The guy LBRY, I'm still on LBRY, and the owner Jeremy Kaufman, he sent out, I give him credit, he sent an email to everyone, I guess, that has an account, help save crypto. And he was talking about when everything was going on with the government, United States government overreach. So I give, even though, first of all, I get his crypto for free, and and I'm not into buying LBRY, which I'm sure he would enjoy that I did, but I use his platform, and I give anyone an altcoiner credit, as I gave even the Ripple guys credit for doing their part, for slapping back at the government. And there actually is a site that I have linked to below that at this point I cannot find, that gives updates on the government overreach and how you can contact your congressman. And I can't find it right now, but there is another site I share below. BTC Origin Stories. Cryptography interviewed me at the Miami Bitcoin conference, and all these other people. It is Lightning based. You can pay a little bit of Lightning to hear all these, or a little bit of Bitcoin using the Lightning network at btcorigin.stories.com. It's linked to below, and it's a cool little art project that he did. And everybody tells their origin stories. Tone did it. I did it. Other people that were at the event did it. And you can experiment with Lightning. Beforehand, Marco was talking about experimenting with Lightning. Well, there's something you can do using Lightning Network. And you can hear a little story and see me at the conference and some other guys, some other OGs that Crypto Graffiti's been around for a while, sending me free shirts. And he's the one who sent me the shirt that's the Bitcoin, Monero, Litecoin, Decred shirt that some of you just freak out about. He's a good guy to meet. I had never met Crypto Graffiti in person. He's a tall guy also. So go to his project, btcorigin.stories.com. Okay, we got 4 minutes before Brian's show starts. I want to don'tkillcrypto.com. There we go. We'll end with that. Don'tkillcrypto.com. shows who supports in the Congress and who is against Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, who supported this insane infrastructure bill and just the IRS just overreach that's been proposed. I mean, the Biden administration doesn't know what the other hand is doing. So I think all these proposals, they won't become anything, or they'll definitely be watered down. But that they think that they can do this and vilify Bitcoin people, it's just the scapegoat world that the current administration has just bought into, and just so many people have bought into. Just scapegoat everyone. Don't take personal responsibility. Don't pound that like button when you're watching Adam Meister. But here we do pound that like button. We know that personal responsibility is the new counterculture, and fitting in is overrated. We still have so many topics to cover in future shows, and I think we need what do we need? We need $28 more or something like that for a future show. So we'll get there. We'll get there soon. We'll talk about it on when we're going to have a show on Wednesday, though, definitely. So we'll be able to raise money for a future show, more so on that show. But always check out the notes section below. It's the first line that I put up there, how much more money we need to raise. I'm Adam Meister, BitcoinMeister, Disrupt Meister. Subscribe to this channel, and I will see you on Wednesday. And who knows after that, depending on how much we raise. And watch Brian right now. See you guys. I'll see you in his chat. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.